Hey y'all, I'm here in Entebbe, Uganda. If you were thinking to yourself, what's this guy doing in Entebbe, Uganda? I'm here to get my wife to bring her back to the United States. We were married here about 3 years ago, and I naively assumed that I could bring her back with me when we got married. I just assumed that once you were married to an American citizen, you could come into the country, by virtue of being married to an American citizen, but that's not the case. Uh, you know, I don't know that the assumption, it might not have been that naive considering what was happening. I mean, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of people just walking right on into the country, but with me and my wife, it's taken us 3 years and about $15,000.
Well, a disturbing development on the border crisis. Wait until you hear this. The Director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement confirms that more than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
3 years and about $15,000.
The letter here tells the tale. Hello, I'm John Roberts in Washington. You believe this, Sandra?
Which means they are here.
3 years and about $15,000. We're at the end of that now. In 3 days, we leave here and fly to Nairobi, Kenya for her exit interview with U.S. Embassy there, so she can fly back to the United States with me. I got here to Entebbe about 4 days ago. Had to do a lot to get here too, let me tell you. I had to pay for a visa, had to get vaccinated for yellow fever, had to provide all this proof and everything just to enter the country. Not like the United States where you just walk right in the door and everybody's like, come on in. Here in this uncivilized country, they actually want to know who's coming into their country. It's weird, I know, but that's the way things are. But anyway, this is the little village where we're staying. Just going to be walking through it today and kind of pointing out some stuff. I don't know what all to point out because I don't know what all you're going to find interesting. Me personally, I find everything in this country interesting, but we'll see. We'll see what you think. So this is a private school here in Uganda. Most of the schools here, people have to pay for. There are government schools, but nobody wants to send their kids there because they're awful. The government doesn't provide much for these people. So everybody here wants to have enough money to send their kids to a private school. They really value schooling and education here. And so just another example of how good we have it in the United States, that our tax dollars pay, for the most part, for a decent school. There's some guys working on a building. You can see the scaffolding. It's all like ridge poles. I wouldn't climb up there. One of the cool things about these villages is they're like, to me, they're like Old West towns, towns from the Old West. You even like cattle in the middle of the street. You even have cowboys actually driving cattle around, grazing here and there. Oh, it's a cowboy. Everywhere people are working at something, everybody's got stuff to do. These villages, it's like you got everything you need. You got butchers, you got cobblers. Like they actually fix shoes here. You got tinkers, blacksmiths, whatever you need. You got here in the village. It's like in the old days. People learn a trade. There's a Black Panther, right? Wakanda forever! So I just found the door shop. Last time I was here, there were some guys down there who were making doors by hand. It's had a little shed, you know, with like one circular saw and some hand saws and some hammers, chisels, and sandpaper. Building like these nice doors, you know, so I wanted to talk to them again. They didn't want to be filmed, which is understandable. Some of the people here have an issue with being filmed, which is fine with me. That's why I always ask first. If they don't want to be filmed, I respect their wishes. But I was talking to those guys. They were making a solid wood interior door. Now, if you know anything about building and you go to Lowe's, all the interior doors are like shells. You know, they're hollow on the inside and, you know, trashy. That's why you can like kick them in two with your foot. And you know what a interior door cost in Lowe's, you know? It's like, I think last time I priced them, they're about $170 a piece. These people here, they're making a solid wood interior door, like a paneled solid wood interior door. I wish they would have let me take a picture of it, but the solid wood paneled interior door for 350 shillings, that's like about 35 cents. So that just gives you an idea of the price difference here. But like if you want to build here, like, and I told them we have a lot in the village down the road there, and I hire them to build our doors. It'd be something else. But then I talked to some boda drivers, and they didn't really want to be filmed either, but we were talking, and I was asking them, you know, how much they make on a good day. And they said on a good day, it's about 60,000 shillings, which I think, if I did the math right in my head, is about $12. So about $12 a day here is considered like a good day. But they do it 7 days a week, so you have to work hard to get it. I'm telling you, these guys work hard. So we'll go on up the road here and see what we see. More Ugandan scaffolding. It's not really OSHA approved, but it works. But I wouldn't climb up on that. Some of these little kids have never seen an American mazunga before. That's their term for whites, mazunga. There's really no animosity involved. It's just the word they use. But they've never seen one before, so they stare. You know, they stare out from underneath their parents' legs, and then I'll look over and I'll catch their eye, and they'll tentatively wave, you know, like a little bit of fright, you know, should I wave? What'll happen if I wave at this person coming? And I smile and wave back, and they just light up. It's kind of fun. It is like being in a Wild West town. I feel like Clint Eastwood in High Plains Drifter, you know, riding into Lago, and people are like staring out windows and stuff. It's kind of fun for me anyway. These are the kind of things I enjoy, just seeing things I've never seen before. These guys are building. As you can see, in Uganda, they don't have a lot of lumber. What they have a lot of is dirt, and they use that dirt to make their buildings out of. These are very ingenious people. They know how to make do with what they have, and very hard workers. I'm going to be pointing that out every time I get the chance. These people are hard-working folks. I probably get asked about every 2 or 3 minutes by a boda driver if I need a ride, and I'm like, well, I'm just walking. And they say, well, where are you walking to? And I say, yeah, I don't know, I'm just walking. They're like, why are you walking? I say, well, it's, you know, just for fun. They think that's the strangest thing. Like, the people will just like walk for fun. Everything here has a purpose. Like, and why would you walk when you can ride? Well, I don't know. In the United States, we find it pleasurable just to walk, but even bicycles aren't for riding here. They're for hauling stuff on. A gas tank on a boda isn't just a gas tank, it's also a seat. So I had to come back to where we're staying because the storage ran out of my phone. I come back and they're working in this field back behind where we're staying. Oh, they're like beating the water over there. I don't know what they're doing. Over here it looks like they're picking something. Everywhere you look, there's like work going on. Every place you look, every time you turn your head, you see somebody's hauling something or carrying something or sweeping something or fixing something or digging something up or planting something in the ground. It's just amazing how furtive and industrious these folks are. You can see where the water comes from. It comes from up top there, water tanks. Water is more scarce here than we're used to. A lot of people have to carry water long ways in jerry cans. You see little kids carrying water every time they need it. These folks are tough, I'm telling you. It's like, that's why folks in countries like these are going to take over the United States. That's why they come and thrive there. Because they're like, what? I have to carry water to take a shower, So how hard can it be in the United States? All you have to do is just show up for work and stay out of trouble and you can succeed. So, they come to the United States, they work hard, and they succeed. So I'm back at where we're staying. It's a place called Albert Suites. It's a nice place to stay. Look it up online if you're ever wanting to stay here. It's very affordable. You get a lot for the money here in Uganda. But unfortunately, the power's off. This is something that's common here. You have to deal with, especially in the daytime during high usage. It's like the roving blackouts that you see in the great progressive, technologically advanced state of California. So, yeah. So sometimes you just have to do without power until the power comes back on, and that's, that depends. Albert here has a generator that you'll kick on if it stays out for too long. But usually during the day, they just leave it off until it comes back on. At night, he'll fire up the generator so it can have lights and everything. So now I'm just hanging around, waiting for the power to come back on. Another thing I've noticed in Uganda, and I'll tell you while I'm sitting here waiting on the power to come back on, the people here seem sort of resigned and helpless in the face of the government. These roads are in such bad shape, and you ask, why doesn't somebody fix these roads? And they say, well, the government won't do anything to fix the roads, or they won't fix the schools. And I'll say, well, don't you have like a constitution? And they'll say, yeah, but the government just does whatever it wants to do. And there's this real sort of resignation of helplessness when it comes to the government, that they really have no part in it, that it just exists independent of them. It's not really a government, by the people, of the people, and for the people. It's like a separate thing that does its own thing, and the people are just sort of like under it and helpless to it. And one of the things that might contribute to that is that Ugandan society is a disarmed society. The government will not allow its citizens to own guns, and so the government really has no incentive to treat the people properly. I mean, when the people can't defend themselves, what can they do? Nothing. And the quickest way to render people helpless and defenseless is to take away their arms. I mean, in East Tennessee, the government wanted to come in there and do something, they'd think twice about it because, who knows how many guns are there. And that's the whole point. They have no right to know where the guns are and who's got the guns because the guns are there to protect us. And contrary to what President Biden said,
right now you can't go out and buy an automatic weapon. You can't go out and buy a cannon. And for those brave right-wing Americans who say it's all about keeping America's independent and safe, if you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15. You need something a little more than a gun. No, I'm not joking. Think about this.
We don't need an F-15, but we do need guns because, the Second Amendment is not about taking over the government. It's about defending ourselves from the government. And I'd rather have a 30-06 than nothing. Yeah, I can't have an F-15, but I can have a 30-06 or a similar firearm. And, a person thinks twice about taking someone's house when they have firearms. But when the populace is disarmed, the government just does whatever it wants to do. Like here in this country, I mean, the government pretty much just does whatever it wants to do. It's kind of like that old John Wayne version of The Alamo in the 60s, the movie. The character Beekeeper, what was that old guy's name who played him? He had a strange kind of a name. But anyway, he heard that Santa Anna said he was going to come down there and chastise them to death, And he said, you know what? He said, I ain't going to say I never been whooped. I have. But I'll give every one of them that whooped me a chance to dig in there and get the job done. He said, but I ain't never took anybody's word in advance that they're going to chastise me to death. The point he was making was he's been in a lot of fights and he's been whooped a lot of times, but in every fight, he made them get in there and whoop him. So there's a cost to it. Yeah, you may beat me, but you're going to pay a price. So yeah, I don't need an F-15, but I'd like to have something to prove that I can fight back. And when you take everything away from a people, you take away their fight back. They have no desire to fight back, no will to fight back, no passion to fight back. And I think that's what you have here amongst the people in Uganda. For all their hard work, all the hard work they do for pennies. The government has them just as slaves, really, just under their thumb, and it's sad. One downside to Uganda is the mosquitoes. They like to bite, and there's a lot of them. And they're not like the mosquitoes we have back in Tennessee, where you can see them, so you can put up a little bit of a defense. These here you can't even see them. They're sneaky little guys, and they like white meat. Apparently, I've never like Brasi was like, I can't believe how much they bite you, and they like bypass her and go after me. I think it's the blood, something about the blood, especially like American blood. They're not used to American blood here. You don't see many Americans here. You don't see many whites, but most of the whites you see are like from Europe. So an American white is an even more rare thing. And I think it's like a delicacy for these mosquitoes. And not just American white blood, but Southern American white blood. I think they think it tastes like barbecue sauce. Man, this Southern blood tastes like barbecue sauce. I could hear a couple of them over in the corner going, "That's finger licking good."
Would you please pass the jelly?
But seriously, they bite a lot. So if you come, bring some mosquito repellent. They sell these little things that plug into the outlets here that work pretty good. But if not, it can be a little aggravating. Speaking of being an American here in Uganda, they don't understand our English very well. It sounds different to them because it's not like European English. They don't hear our accent very often. And then even more so, they've never heard a Southern accent. So I was on a boda coming back here, and the driver was telling me he can hardly understand what I'm saying. And I said, well, it's American English, you know. And then I tried to explain the southern part of America, you know, the South. I tried to explain the South, and as we all know, the South is hard to explain to an American, you know. So even more so when you're overseas. So I had to tell them, even in my own country, sometimes the Southern accent can be hard to understand. So while I'm waiting for the power to come back on, I'll introduce some of these clips from yesterday and the day before. The first place we got here was to Mom's Village. That's M-U-M, Mom's Village. That's how they say it here. It's Prossy's mom. They have a lot of the English idiosyncrasies still here in their speech and culture. Uganda was an English colony up until I think the late 1960s. But anyway, our first place we went was to Mom's Village, and we had a different driver. It was a Uber driver we called. We normally hire a young man named Adrian, who's an excellent driver. You'll meet him as we travel through Kampala. But for now, this is a new driver, and he's bringing us to Mom's Village.
Adrian gives you time to think. You know, when you get Adrian.
Yeah, but this guy's working for a different company.
It's money. It's very costly. Adrian will give you time and take.
He ain't got time for tourists. What's going on here? Is this a church or something?
I think they're like a concert production.
Trying to give people the experience of these roads. So this is the next day. We got Adrian to drive us to our lot that we have on the other side of Kampala City, Kampala City. And we were on our way driving. I was filming, trying to film. Prosy was worried that somebody was going to grab my camera out of my hand. Nobody's going to grab the phone. Don't worry.
It's a cheap phone.
It's a cheap phone for one and another. I got a good grip on it,
They like the iPhone.
Look at this guy. He's hauling a sheet of plywood on the back of a motorcycle. You'd be surprised what these guys can haul on the back of these motorcycles. The guy was hauling like a whole door on the back of a motorcycle the other day. It's crazy. They pile it on there. They figure out a way. That's the thing about these folks in Uganda. They figure out a way. You know what Boda means? Motorbike, right?
Yeah.
Why do you say Boda? Why do you say it twice?
Why do we call it Boda?
Just because you do?
What are the World Cup? Yes, Sister Anne. What are the World Cup? Wow.
So Prosy wanted to stop on the way and buy some trees to plant on our lots. We pulled over to a little roadside nursery and bought a mango tree, a guava tree, an orange tree, and a lemon tree. And then we got back on our way. And this is us entering the village where our land is located. So this will be my village. I need to learn to pronounce the name, but I will soon. The power came back on. I'm watching these videos from the other day. I can't get over how much these little villages remind me of those towns from the Wild West. You know, it's really cool. I love it here.
Nkalaga 100%. Okay, kabadde kakale kavaako naye kikawa.
So up next is our land. It's a little plot of land, not that big, but big enough for a house. But right now it's being used as a garden.
Starting from that one, go like that. Destroy some plants in
Let me tell you how to get rid of them.
The owner refused, the owner of this plant.
I'll come out here and pour some diesel on it and set it on fire. That'll get rid of them.
Do what?
I'll come out here and pour about a gallon of diesel on it and set it on fire. That's how we take care of that in Tennessee.
You do how?
Pour diesel on it and set it on fire.
You fire it?
Yeah.
How?
We just pour diesel all over it, throw a match on it, and they're all gone. That's how you solve problems in Tennessee.
Oh. Yeah, you have to negotiate with the owner.
So this is the frame of an old house. It's close to our lot. I want to build a house on our lot, and this is how they build them here because they don't have timber. They use all bricks, and as you can see, the outer walls are really just one brick thick, and the wall is brick. The bricks are the frame of the house, and then when you get inside, some of the interior walls are double or like 3 bricks thick. Some of the load-bearing walls inside the house, and each interior wall has a footer in the ground. So it's a very simple structure, and all you do after you lay up the frame in bricks is you just put the roof on, and that's it. So now we're on our way back to Entebbe. We're going to go through Kampala City. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice Sunday drive through the busiest city in Uganda with the best driver in Uganda, Adrian. I call him Adrian Petty because he drives fast, but he drives smooth. There's chicken, goats in the road. It's a tiny little gas station. the police.
Ambulance.
The po-po.
Ambulance.
Oh, an ambulance.
There's a main hospital up there.
Man, this is crazy.
Yeah, I'm so familiar.
I'd have a nervous breakdown doing this. Those weren't official people. Those weren't officials of the state.
Yes, honey.
Those weren't officials of the state. They were just people wanting money.
Yeah.
Some guy just puts on a vest that says parking and charges people money.
Yeah. Ini anak muda lain.
Got a whole bundle of stops on there.
Munda temumere bwakavuyo kandi Kampala. Yeah?
Right up there or something? Was it up there? Your wedding dress?
I will show you where.
It was close by around here. There's four on that one. Four grown men.
Bambi wafuna emmotoka akafriji akakatini akatwale agenda bali Yeni yayongerako omulala ezo motoka balitwala mitwalo 16 era emitwalo 2 agamba Richard ayogedde bwatyo yagambinako kyakola bulungi Ekwate baagala kutapa bingi byambuliza naga sika bate emmotoka oyo naga emmotoka yange wadde tuteekemu amafuta ekiraba yetandika mulyamu mudeka leeta seke ate zandikoze ekiro ekikodda mu ebyo okagenda mu garage Richard gyeri ewe. Agende bw'omugezi omugambi kulebwa. Yalagaseka. Yalabika akantu ku platform naye seka busiisera kale n'engero y'omwana. Akkiriza oyo omukyala Jezeberi okubakulisa. Kaya na ikaw, hindi daan. Mag-video, dahil nabit mo lang. Isa ko rin dito siya. Kuya, kaya nito yung wala mo pag-iya ko na. At wag kailan siya nga wetaga wetaga puso. Video ka na video, ano na rin ako lang. Video ka nila. Asa video niya? Okay na ba? Lagi na nabila o. Kaya rin ito ko. Sayang nga, siya mo kulihan na simu. Simu ka mo simu. Hindi ako hindi ako. Hindi ako siya Final rate over. Kasi nyumba yale sa'yo, yagire siya. Hindi, siya kazi. Kazi wala zituka. Nga swala motet. Amina bana na zituka.
You gonna give her something? You're gonna give her something? Give her something?
I don't
I don't know how much.
Yes. They're going to send you. Chikyali amadiga. Hata enkoko zituulako. Kyali kikutte kiri amadimu n'ana. Nisifonga tusigereka. Yuko nyakyira nga kisitula egimu enkola. Ebigere kisitula egimu kisitula ekyali. And Kasonga ngamba tekiddanga mu budget. Waba giri nasanze nga byakise.
One cool thing about Uganda is here a man and his tool can make a living. The guy next door to where we're staying has one little portable concrete mixer, you know, like you buy at Lowe's, and he makes a living from that. If you have a motorcycle, you can make a living from that. If you have a car, you can make a living from that. A pickup truck. If you have a box of simple carpentry tools, you can make a living from it. If you know a skill, you can make a living from it. The bad part is living from it is really all you can make. You can't get rich doing it here. You can't even really get ahead doing it here, but you can get by. But that's as far as the system will let you go. When you look around here and you see all the industry and the labor and everybody working for themselves and just so busy, and you feel like, why isn't this sort of exploding, you know, and branching out and creating like what we have in the United States? I mean, what we're missing in the United States is like labor. They have it here. So why isn't their system expanding? And you can sort of feel like it's just about to break loose, you know. It's almost as if something has its foot on it, and the foot that's on it is the government taxes. I've spoken to several small business owners here, and they say that the thing that makes it hard to expand is all the taxes that are levied against small business owners. And they really do bear the brunt of the tax burden for Uganda. I was trying to explain how in our country, small businesses are given tax exemptions and tax rebates and tax dividends to encourage them to reinvest in their own business, because in a free market, when a small business thrives, the whole system thrives, the whole country thrives, because it creates jobs and so forth. And so, you know, what you have here is like all the ingredients for a thriving economy, except a government that doesn't really want, or doesn't seem to want, a thriving economy. And that's sad. On today's journey, I'm trying to find a little road that I can see from the balcony of where we're staying. Like I look out and I see people walking and stuff, so I'm trying to find it. It's just one of the weird things I do. The thing of it is, though, when you pick out something to go find, you usually find a lot of stuff on the way, and then most of the time you don't even find what you were looking for. But that's what makes it fun. Uganda's a fun place for me in that regard. If you like to just stumble upon things, this is the place to be. Also, I don't know if you can see it in the air, but it's very dusty today along these roads. Yesterday it had just rained, so you know, the dust was settled. But today, like, there's like this tinge of dust in the air. It gets in your eyes and your mouth and everything. So it's just one of the things you have to put up with. Up ahead, we have a goat and a cow tied alongside the road. Some kind of construction there. It looks like it might be halted. You see a lot of construction projects that were started around here and then abandoned. See, somebody's hauling a kitchen sink on the back of a boda. Reminds me of the story of Clemmy and George back home. Any of y'all from Sevier County know what I'm talking about. Over there, Across that field is where I'm staying. So this is the road I've been looking at from over there. So that's a mission accomplished. I'm just walking back through this little village. Like I said the other day, you have everything you want here. You have barbers, you have little hardwares, little mercantiles. You have folks who make charcoal here. Since there's not much timber here, and most of the people here cook over open fires, there's no wood really to burn. People make. No, I'm just walking. No, just walking. No, I can't afford it. They make charcoal here, so you have like little shops where they make charcoal you can buy. It's very hello, very ingenious people. It's really something. I just wanted to find a brick kiln here so I could show you. These folks bake bricks in their yard out of this clay soil here. As you can see, it makes really good bricks, and they just bake them in their yards, you know. If you look online on YouTube, type in Ugandan brick kiln. It's pretty fascinating. See, you got across the street there, a person who repairs shoes, makes shoes, repairs bags and belts. It's like people here, they don't throw stuff away, you know. They really do like find a way to fix anything. And I think that's a pretty admirable quality. Just waiting to cross the road here. Crossing the road can be tough. I'm not as brave as these Ugandans. Plus, I keep forgetting which way to look. You know, traffic's coming from this way, but I'm looking for it to come from that way. Like normal people, you know, in America. Yes, ma'am? Did you say something to me? Oh, okay. Hello. Thank you. It's always just best to say hello or thank you if you don't understand what was said to you. Oh, there you can see the two giant ostriches. Just walking. The big ostriches. We have some ladies cooking over here, selling what they're cooking right here on the street. Wait, that's two gentlemen. I don't have my glasses on. We are coming up on the alligator. We got a lot of like statues of animals and stuff around. It's pretty neat. Uganda has a very, very strong, very committed conservation program dedicated to conserving their animal population here. It's pretty cool. One of the reasons people are a little leery about being filmed or photographed, as you can see when I'm trying to like not put the camera directly in front of somebody, is it goes back to like, you know, people getting famous for taking pictures of things here and filming things and going back to their country and getting famous and making a lot of money, and then the person who's actually in the video doesn't get a dime out of it. I think they see it as a type of exploitation. I try to explain to them that I'm not exactly a YouTube sensation, but it doesn't matter. I just respect their wishes. You know, like pictures of Africans in National Geographic, and the photographer wins, you know, prizes and everything, and the person in the picture doesn't see any money or even any fame or recognition. Nobody even knows their name. So I understand where they're coming from. I'm looking for a cold drink, Coke or something. It's not hard to find Cokes and drinks. It's just hard to find a cold one. But I want to go in this little side here, this little side mall here, and see if I can find one. It was just a little shop back there. There's a little girl, maybe like 4 years old, picked up a broom and started sweeping. I wish I could have filmed it, but I didn't want to ask. I understand the way these people are. I grew up in a tourist town, and you know, we made crafts and things to make money, and a lot of times the tourists would come and take pictures and film what we were making, and then wouldn't even, you know, buy something. So I understand and I respect that, but I wish you could have seen it. That's the big thing. I can't describe it, as sweet and as precious as it was. Can't put it into words. You'll just have to use your imagination. Some guys playing soccer. Of course, they call it football, but they're wrong, of course. It's soccer. So that's it for today. I'll upload what I got so far. It'll be like part one of East Tennessee meets East Africa.